every barbecue pitmaster has an arsenal of tools that they use when it comes to almost every cook. Some, it's a big spatula, some it's a really nice pair of tongs, but I think in every single one, everybody has that cast iron pan that's been passed down for generations. On the grill deck today, we're gonna be firing up our Primo ceramic round Kamado, and we're gonna be doing a little cast iron restoration. And we're gonna be using this pan that has not been passed down from generation to generation, but I found it at Goodwill, and it's kind of the enemy. I don't know if you can see it. I might blur that out. We'll just call it the green guys. We're gonna do some light cast iron restoration on the grilling deck today. It's very simple, very easy. Let's get started. Just like I said in the intro, every pitmaster has an arsenal of tools, and for me, one of my favorites is this Grill Blazer grill gun. It gets my fire and all of my pits started very fast, mere minutes, versus having to wait, you know, about 30 or 40 for it to heat up. So we're bringing our fire in our Kamado grill to about 500 degrees. I got a lot of charcoals lit already, as you can see, and we're gonna bring this up to about 500 degrees and let it stabilize. Now the reason we're doing that is because this cook, this pan, if you remember my horrible vegetarian pulled pork video, I'll show a little clip here. Still looks like, I mean, it just looks like fruit. It was bad, and out of kind of rage, I think I left this in my grill and it just caked on. So it rusted pretty bad. It's got a lot of carbon and nastiness on there. So the 500 degrees, we're gonna set it in there for 1 hour and let all of this burn off. After that, we're gonna take it out, and then we're going to put some oil on it, bring the temperature down in our grill to 350 degrees, and then we're gonna let it bake for another hour. Then we're gonna put some more oil on and let it bake for another hour. After that, this beauty should be shining like new and have a nice non-stick surface on it. After I used my grill gun to get the fire going, I left the lid open for about 10 minutes and I opened up the door all the way on the bottom. Now I closed it about a third of the way, so now it's 2/3 open, and the grill, the charcoal is nice and gray. It has that ashy color that it's supposed to, and there's a lot of it, which means the temperature is hot. So we're gonna go ahead and put the green guy's pan on the Kamado here, and we're just gonna let it bake for an hour at about 500 degrees. You can see all this billowy smoke coming out. Now if I was cooking, this would be bad smoke because it's not that clear, thin blue smoke that you're used to cooking with. However, what this is all that stuff burning off. And the temperature is slowly rising and coming up to settle, probably about 450 to 500, somewhere in that range. You should be fine. Our 1 hour timer just went off. It's sitting at 500 degrees like I said it would, and our daisy wheel, you can see there's no more billowy smoke coming out of it. So we're gonna open up this grill, but we're gonna burp it first because at a high heat, I can get some backdraft in there. We're gonna burp the grill, and then we're gonna remove the pan and take a look at it. Because this thing has been baking at an hour for 500 degrees, it is likely that this cast iron pan is a about 500 degrees. So we're gonna use some thermal gloves here and lift it off carefully, and then we're gonna take a look at the inside, because that was the really nasty, rusted, crusty, gross part. I just shut down the top damper and the lower damper to where it's gonna cool down at about 350. That grill was blazing, and we can see right here, it burned off every piece of dirt and everything else. All we're gonna have to do is wipe this up, let it cool down for a second, and then we're gonna put some oil on it. So this has been cooling down a little bit. You can see I wiped away all that ash and debris that's in there. We can still see a few spots where the rust was, and that's probably gonna season as a lighter side or a little bit of a darker side, but it's still going to season. Now, I like to use grapeseed oil when I'm seasoning things that are cast iron, things like that, because it has a high smoke point, and when I'm cooking on my grill with my cast iron, I need something that's not gonna smoke up terribly or anything like that. So we're gonna take this grapeseed oil that we have right here, I'm gonna pour a little bit of it on, and then I'm gonna use some paper towel to wipe it and spread it in, and then we're gonna put it back on the grill, let it cook for another hour, and we're gonna put some on the bottom as well, and then we'll re-season it one more time. So this whole process takes about 3 to 3.5 hours to make sure everything gets done properly. You don't want too much excess oil because it's gonna cake up. So we're wiping away as much as we can to get it just a nice even coating. I'm gonna put this back upside down on the grill, and then I'm gonna wipe the bottom part while it's on the grill. So now we're gonna set the timer for 1 hour. We're in step 2 of step 3 of this process. We're gonna re-season it again after this hour, and then we're gonna let it cool down, and you should have a nice non-stick surface that should last you for years, whether you're cooking on your grill or in your oven. For the past hour, this grill came down to a temperature of 350. I shut down the top damper just to about 1/4 of the way open on the daisy wheel, and I shut down the bottom damper to about 20% open. So let's take a look inside and see how it looks. This looks great. So we're gonna pour a little bit more oil on there. We're gonna season the bottom part, then we're gonna flip it, and then we're gonna season the inside, and we're gonna let it sit for another hour at 350. So we just closed the lid for round 2, another hour. This is step 3. This is the final process. This should take care of all the seasoning. You saw just a second ago how good it looks already. This extra seasoning is gonna make it perfect and non-stick. Stage 3 is done. Our 3rd hour of this re-seasoning process is over, and this should be all you need. If you feel like you need to go at least 1 or 2 more steps for this, that's totally up to you. I feel 2 coats of seasoning is enough. Let's take a look. We have a beautifully seasoned cast iron pan. We don't have anything burnt on. We don't have any excess oil. This came out amazing. So, to put it simply, the cast iron community, a lot of people nowadays like to do electrolysis or other forms with lye, oven cleaner, letting it sit in a bag for a few days to clean off the rust and make sure you get a perfect shine. Some people even take a grinder wheel to it. That's not necessary. I haven't found it to be necessary on my 1930s Griswold pan or this Green Team pan right here. All I can tell you is that it looked disgusting before. We'll do a side-by-side image here. And it looks amazing now. It's gonna have a non-stick surface. I just have to let it cool down. Otherwise, it came out great. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel, this video. Join our Facebook group called The Grilling Deck. Here at Grill Mart Co., we do grilling so rare, it's well done.